A very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the e-learning module on basics of interview preparation level 1, module 1. In this module, we are going to discuss about the basics of the interview process. So what is an interview, right? An interview is a conversation in which both the parties seek to get more information about each other. The two parties are the interviewer and the interviewee. Both the interviewee and the interviewer come to the table with some goal. Stages of an interview. What are the stages? Number 1 is the introduction. Number 2, information sharing. Number 3, answering question. Number 4, asking question. And number 5 is the conclusion. Number 1 is the introduction. The interviewer has to establish a rapport with the candidate. The candidate should feel free to speak in a relaxed environment. There is an initial greeting and handshake. Often, the interviewer gets the first impression of the candidate based on this introductory stage. A brief discussion might take place about the course of the interview. Next one, information sharing. In this stage, the candidate gets more information about the position that he has applied for or detailed information about the organization. Next one is asking question. In this stage, the candidate gets a chance to ask question to the interviewer. The interviewer will ask if you have any question about the company or your job profile. Answering questions. In this stage, the interviewer will ask the interview questions. There are various types of questions that the interviewer might ask. Here is the chance that the candidate get to demonstrate his knowledge and skill. The answering strategies that the candidate employs can be a deciding factor in his selection for the job. The candidate should present a positive information in a concise manner and do most of the talking. So what is the conclusion about this stage? Before departing, the interviewer concludes the interview by communicating the next step in the hiring process and how the employer will next be in contact with you, that is the interviewee. You should bid farewell to the interviewer and thank him or her for giving his or her time for the interview. Depart cordially with a handshake. Now, how you are going to converse effectively in an interview, that we are going to discuss. Composition and the delivery are two very important aspects of conversing effectively in an interview. So interview skills consist of two parts, composition and delivery. Now, first one is the composition. That means composing your answer. Composition involves organize the thought in a logical manner. Be clear on what is to be spoken. Pause a couple of seconds before you respond to each question, even if you have the answer ready. Quickly plan your answer. This helps to give concise answer. Next one is delivering the answer. Now you have already composed, right? Now you have to deliver the answer. So delivery involves number 1, verbalize the thought in very, very simple language. Number 2, listen carefully. Number 3, use proper diction. Number 4, articulate your answer properly. Delivering the answer continues. Now how you are going to verbalize the thoughts. Verbalize the thoughts in very simple language. Use short sentences. Don't get into very complex and the long sentences. Use simple words for clear expression of thoughts. Use familiar words. Avoid using ambiguous terms. Use full form of the abbreviation even of technical terms. Make use of active voice as far as possible. Direct to the point sentence. Take less time to form and express whatever you want to convey. Always expand. Never answer a question with just yes or no. Building interview skills. Number 1, listen carefully. Make sure to pay full attention to the interviewer. Ask for clarification if you don't understand a question. This is expected and is better than providing a wrong answer. If you need time to gather your thoughts, feel free to take it. It is better to gather your thoughts for a few moments and make sure that your answer is correct in the given circumstances. Even though your answers are correct and you have a pleasant personality, but unless your interviewer can understand what you are saying, you have not conveyed your message. That you need to understand, that the interviewer should be able to understand your thought process, your understanding. Usage of good vocabulary with correct pronunciation and voice modulation gives you an edge over other candidates in an interview. On the day of interview, what you should do, take a good look at your appearance. You need to dress well in clean, neat, and iron clothes. Don't wear casuals, as this indicate that you are having a casual approach to the interview process. Next, be present at the interview before time. Try to reach the venue before the scheduled time so that you have time to assimilate yourself with the environment, align yourself with the environment, make yourself comfortable with the environment. Be composed. If you feel nervous or anxious, compose yourself with thoughts pertaining to your career goals, hobbies, and other personal attributes. Be mindful of your body language. Now you need to develop some answering strategies. Use of example to answer interview question is an extremely effective technique. Try to use as much example as possible. Express yourself with poise and positive frame of mind. Use real life incident or even a little humor to make it more memorable. Practice giving genuine and honest answer for the interview. This will make your response come out confidently, which will translate into building a relationship of trust between the interviewer and yourself. Answering strategies of some frequently asked questions. Number one, tell me a little bit about yourself. This is a very, very common question in each and every interview, especially for the fresher level, even for the experience level, these questions are going to be asked. So how to answer? This is actually a factual type of question and should be answered accordingly with yourself. The interviewer will judge what is your view of yourself. The correct approach to answer this question is talk about 3 points. Number one, education. Number two, work experience, if any. And next one is the personal interest. Next one of the frequently asked question is, what are your strengths? Prepare to discuss up to 5 strengths, such as ability to learn quickly, team player, proactive in solving problems, willingness to do extra, leadership qualities, cool-headed temperament under pressure. Use specific examples to illustrate whatever the points you are going to discuss. Next commonly asked question is, what are your areas of development? Number one is, it's a common yet tricky question. The interviewer will expect an honest answer, but going overboard with honest answer can work against you. You should mention your weak areas and also the steps that you have taken to improve these areas of development. Number two, strategy can be display a weakness that can be seen as a strength. Next commonly asked question is, what are your short-term goals? Since you are a fresher, the goal would center around entering a profession that would enable him or her to use their knowledge and skill to build a rewarding career. What are your long-term goals? This question is asked to gauge your seriousness of the candidate as far as his career is concerned. So talk seriously about whatever is your long-term goal is. Next one, are you a team player? Talk about your ability to adapt to the environment so that you can adjust to the situation and people. Give concrete example to show the above. Next one, what is the definition of success or failure? Say that success is a relation of achieving the goals that you have set. If you set achievable goals, then with hard work, you can be successful for sure. If you talk about failure, then make sure that you are positive. Give example how you manage to change a failure into successful thing or situation later on. You can also say that how you have learned from your past failures. Next, one of the tricky but interesting question is there anything else I should know about you? And or why should I hire you? Think that you are a product and the interviewer is the customer, and why he would like to hire your service. Talk about the best point you have already discussed and repeat to the interviewer why you are the best candidate for the job. You can showcase the combination of your education competencies that you have. Use specific examples to explain that why you should be hired. So if you can prepare with all these kind of commonly asked questions along with the interview process and develop your answering strategies and maintain a positive attitude at the time of interview, then be rest assured you are much closer in cracking an interview. So thank you so much for watching the module 1 of this e-learning module. We'll be back with the next module very soon. Till then, stay tuned and practice whatever we have discussed as of now.